Okay, everybody, this is the newest and latest video on eBay seller abuse. You know, eBay is actually one of the worst companies on the planet. They were just lucky. When they started in the beginning, it was one of the most fun inventions ever. And it really, I think it was just a person that really got lucky. And what they did is they had these only auction style things, and you'd bid on something like a little troll, and everybody would go crazy wanting to get it and buy it and whatever. And it was really, really fun. And then when their idea kicked in and it got big, they started raising every single fee so that they killed their own entity, which was auctions. And that's what greed does. When you keep raising your price and raising your price, you start to outdo what was done, which was make this great thing. So then they invented this thing called eBay stores, which let you put things inside of a store and list them for longer, and some could be good till they sold and things like that. And then forever they've tried to get auctions back, but they turned auctions into a cesspool, because what happened was that they had so many, eBay doesn't separate new, used, seconds, anything. You have to read every single description in detail. eBay's only asset is its sellers, okay? And in its sellers, they only make money from them, and they don't make any money from buyers. Now, if anyone in the company had a brain, what they would do on a selling transaction, there's only so much that could go wrong. They would say, they would limit buyer comments so that it would be seller didn't communicate, item was less than described, item came broken, want a return and they don't take returns. Like, that's all that should be said. But what they did, because they're stupid, is they allowed for, they used to allow universal comments so that a seller could comment on a bad buyer also. But what they did was that, you know, the loudest voices are usually the ones that are doing things wrong, which would be the buyers trying to pull scams and then call into eBay and whine, even when they got a perfect item, because they wanted to get it for free. And eBay started this thing back when they started, that they'll give each person that goes on to eBay one free return. Who does that? Nobody. If you go to Amazon, HSN, any company, anywhere, they don't even have the low mind to do that, because there's nobody that should have in their mind the expectation that they buy something and then it's free. And when they did that, they created a massive fraud, and people who learned how to fill out all these complaints. And then, let's just say I'm shipping this phone out, and then I mark it that it's this. And then a buyer waits because their phone broke at home, and then they send me back their broken phone, and I say to them, can you take some pictures of that? And they take pictures, and you can see it's a different phone. eBay still doesn't protect you, and this is why. They're afraid of chargebacks, because slimy customers who want to steal will end up going to their credit card, and the credit card companies charge $100 a transaction for anybody that tries to file a claim against what they bought. So eBay, for anything under $100, caves into buyer fraud and rips off sellers and expects them to take these faulty returns, which they don't have any process for, and they want you to eat it while they're allowing it, because they don't want chargebacks while you pay the fees. Who does that? What company on earth is run that way? Nobody but eBay. And then, when you got to be top-rated seller, what they did was they ended up trying to make it so hard to get your discount that you couldn't even meet the standards. It's like if you breathed in the wrong direction, they took away your status. And then now their new thing that they're trying to do is take away your status if you have cancellations and you can't find items in these massive stores that have massive things. And even buyers can cancel, but they want to hold it against sellers, take half your money and lower your listings, and not even let you list within the rank of the price range that they're selling you for a store. And they're just this insanely horrible company. And they're being sued and sued and sued. And they should be, because they have to change it and fix it back. And they've just turned off so many people, including myself, that you can't even stay on there because it's just a cesspool of ew. And there's a lot of the people that work there, I don't know how they find their staff, but you'll have people in their 20s answering the phone, "Hi, I work for eBay. Oh, I'm also a seller." And they must take certain sellers and offer them something to work there. And then I really don't know how it works because I've never even tried to work for that company, and I never would. And so what you need to know is that there's going to be a lawsuit coming, and if you're a seller that's been violated, put your seller ID down on here and an email or a way to reach you in inside messages, and I'm going to be able to hook you up to the new pending lawsuit. And no one should put up with it. And people have lost a lot of money, tons and millions of dollars, because eBay just violated people that invested in things to sell on eBay. And then they got so frustrated with buyer fraud and eBay's lack of willingness to do what they need to do that they lost the investment. And what eBay needs to do is they have to stop buyer fraud. They have to stop trying to force returns on people and make it harder for sellers to return. And one of the things that buyers learned how to do is try to say, switch you their item back different from the one that you bought, and then say it wasn't as described by, like, the tag didn't this, the that. It's so insane because they're trying to give you back a different size or a different item than what they purchased, and eBay doesn't want to deal with it. And they've created a company that is just, it's insane. And they think they're such a criminally operated company that they think they don't apply to any laws. And they've been sued a lot, and there's a lot on YouTube and Google all about it. And it's because they're so bad. And it's time to take back what they took from you, because every seller paid a ton of fees. And when I did it, I paid them a ton. But it stopped being fun. And everybody had to close because they wouldn't stop. And they're just so crazy now. And if you see their emails of how they operate and what they expect, it's like insanity. And you look at companies like Amazon, Home Shopping Network, QVC, anybody with a brain, and they don't operate like that. And so I hope that eBay gets squashed because they haven't changed. And I hope that another company that can do it better and more right for today's world is born. Because with everybody that just abuses their name till it's done, that's that. And what people need to understand about eBay is they once had it all, but with everything they have nothing. Because they just keep squandering it away and making it worse. And there's somebody at the top, and many people at the top, that are just too criminal and too vile to care about what they're doing, and so they're ruining it. What are you going to do? But people keep calling me because I had those videos, and I used to sell the guide, and I don't even want anybody to go on there anymore because it's a cesspool. It's an awful place to be, and they don't want to fix it because they somehow think they're bigger and better and they've got the niche on it, but they don't, because while everybody good leaves, see, when anything gets too bad to be good, you leave. And when everybody good goes to something else is born and something else grows. And hopefully that's what's going to happen here, because social media has no limit. You can have a million companies on here, and somebody with a brain will do it. And just so you know, the people that hang on end up getting screwed the most, because they'll have the most invested in it, and when it goes and nobody buys anymore, they're going to get stuck. It's kind of like when that Beanie Baby craze went. It was big, 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 and everybody made millions, and then everybody got stuck with Beanie Babies for $1, and they paid $6. So the hanger-oners to this horribly run company are going to end up stuck and losing their money because they'll have all that inventory and then no way to unload it. So be careful, everybody. I would not buy eBay stock. I would not invest in them. And unless they get enough people to stop feeding their insanity, they're not going to dissolve completely. But they do need warning, and they need to be sued. And anybody who's been a current or recent seller, should get into a lawsuit because one's commencing on low store standards, cancellations, lowering your status, taking away this the thing and pulling you off top rated. All of those will be categorized because it's bad faith and bad business, and they can't take your fees and charge you Anchor Store, whatever the other two are, all if they don't give you the benefits that are in that store. And that's actually extorting money when they try to limit how much you can sell and put seller limits on you while they're charging you a fee. They cannot do that in any state in the United States. And so make sure that, and this is only going to be a U.S. lawsuit, actually, because it's going to be based out of California. But actually, it might be, yeah, I think it's only United States. I will check with the attorney that's on the case. And everybody, just pull yourself out because they're a horrible, horrible company. And it's sad. I used to be one of their biggest fans. And when I did it, I had a ball. But I graduated from them and how they treat people, and it's just too hard. And so what you have to do is do what works. Thank you.